Hey everybody, I'm Nate the Movie Guy, and today I'll be reviewing the latest Marvel Disney Plus show, Ms. Marvel. Kamala is a superhero fan with an imagination, particularly when it comes to Captain Marvel. Kamala feels like she doesn't fit in at school, and sometimes even at home, that is, until she gets superpowers, like the heroes she's always looked up to. Alright, I gotta say this right off the bat. Iman Vellani is a powerhouse. She is the freaking beating heart of this entire show. This show is worth watching just for her alone. So yeah, give it the seal of approval. She is amazing. She was born for this role, and you can tell she's having an absolute blast in every aspect of the show, and even like the serious emotional stuff. She's great, and there is no one better for this role than her. She is great. Like I said, this entire show is worth watching just for her. And even the rest of the characters, like, well, excluding the villains, are really good too. Her family, her parents are fantastic. Especially Mom. I love Mom. Mom was amazing. I can't remember her name and I feel terrible. But she was great. Dad was super funny and likable. I loved both of them, and her brother they were all great. Her friends, Bruno and Zoe and the other girl. While I can't remember all their names, all of them were very likable, and I do really like the actual family aspect of the show, and the drama and the teenager stuff. That was all very well done and very fun. However, the superhero stuff was just painfully average, and the villain, I can't even remember the villain's name. Not because I wasn't paying attention, I don't think they ever actually said. I don't know. I don't remember the villain's name at all. And they weren't fleshed out, they weren't very well written, and I just didn't care about the actual superhero conflict happening throughout the show. I just didn't care. And I think that's why episodes 3 and 4 for me were just not that good, because those two episodes were entirely dedicated to this villain and their goal and what they wanted to do. And it's weird because they spend 2 entire episodes focusing on that, and only that, yet they didn't take any time to flesh out the villain and like why they were like, they give like a vague reason why, but they don't go further than that, and it's very one-dimensional, very one-sided. Just like, oh, evil bad guy wants to open a gate story, and I didn't really care. But outside of like the terrible villain and the pretty just okay superhero stuff, the show is a really fun time. Like I said, Kamala and all her friends and her family are really likable and really fun to watch. Every scene with them is great. And I love how important her family is to the overall story and to her character arc. It really sells the idea that she needs her family, and she loves her family, and I love it. I loved it. I thought that whole aspect, the whole family aspect of the show was just really well done, really wholesome and sweet, and I loved it. And the first 2 episodes are really solid, especially the first one. The first episode is super fun and stylish. I loved how they portrayed like texting in this show. It was really unique, and I'd never seen any movie or show do that before. I really hope more shows and more movies will find more creative ways to show texting in a movie, because the way this show did it was really great. And a concern of mine going into the show was the power changes from the comics. Having finished the show and having seen where it goes and kind of how her powers, minor spoiler, how her powers change along with her character arc and her this coming of age story, I have no complaints with that anymore. I think it was okay. I think the changes were made okay, and they were better, especially with how the show ended, which I won't get into spoilers. But yeah, I thought the power change was unnecessary at first, but as the show went on, I warmed up to it a lot, and just the whole show in general, I warmed up to a lot as it went on. But this show just highlights why the 6-episode format needs to go away for these Marvel Disney Plus shows, because if they had been given more time to flesh out the villain, I think this would be best damn Disney Plus Marvel show so far. But they took... I admire the writers for doing that. They wanted to give Kamala and her family the biggest priority in terms of the storytelling, and I really liked it, and it was really well done. But if they had been given more time, they could have fleshed out the weaker elements, and this really could have been a really great show. But as of right now, it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it by the end. I think the last 2 episodes are good. The middle 2 dipped in quality, unfortunately. They just felt a lot like filler. And again, they focused all on like the villain stuff happening, and it just wasn't that interesting. But episode 5 was really solid. It talked a lot, minor spoiler again, talked a lot about the partition of India in 1947. I thought that whole subplot was really well done as well as just the whole representation of the Muslim religion. And it was all really, really well handled, and the representation of the show was just, it was great. And I was really surprised, especially after the god-awful representation of Mark Spector in the Moon Knight show. I was very pleasantly surprised by that. And even the finale, while the finale isn't perfect, it does wrap everything up pretty well and leaves enough open for the future and for hopefully a season 2, because I would like to see another season of this show. Hopefully they can improve on the shortcomings of this one, and while I was not looking forward to The Marvels, which releases next year, I am now, just so I can see Iman Vellani as this character again. I will go see that movie just so I can see her play this character again. And I cannot gush enough about how well she portrayed this character. I love the comics. I loved her in the Square Enix Avengers game. And I'm so happy that she is doing her absolute best with this role, and I really, really hope she finds a future outside of Marvel and in the MCU. And again, this show is worth checking out just to see her infectious performance. So yeah, while Ms. Marvel does suffer the same problem as the rest of the Marvel Disney Plus shows with the 6-episode format and its weird pacing, the rest of the show is so damn fun. And I'm tired of pretending I don't like it. I liked Ms. Marvel a lot, and I give it the Nate seal of approval. So hopefully that's not too hot of a take, but I really like this show. Kamala Khan is such a likable protagonist, and it was a fun show. Mindless, fun Marvel entertainment. And that's all I really look for in the MCU now. I really don't look for like artsy, art house type stuff anymore within the MCU, because I know I'm not going to get it. And if I do get it, great. But if I don't, that's okay too. Mindless, just fun entertainment has a place in Hollywood and has a place in pop culture. And I'm tired of pretending that it doesn't. Check out more reviews coming from me in the very near future. I'm Nate the Movie Guy. Thanks for watching.